New dirt has come to light in how Alina Habba, who is Trump's current lawyer, got her start representing him. And it is not shaking out in Alina's favor. In fact, if anything, it looks like she's being thrown under the bus in particular. The Daily Beast has this scoop out this week, and it starts ironically with another Trump legal settlement around keeping a woman quiet for, in this case, sexual harassment. But for once, not perpetrated by him. So hey, win. What happened? Donald Trump's golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, paid this week $82,500 to settle a lawsuit alleging that it had silenced a sexually harassed waitress by tricking her into an unfair hush money deal, according to the ex-employee's lawyer. Now, there's the settlement also was worded to leave one Alina Habba vulnerable for her role in doing the tricking. See, the thing is that the waitress was actually tricked by Alina Habba. This waitress's name is Alice Bianco. She was 21 years old at the time. She was being coerced and harassed by her boss to sleep with him. She was friends with Alina Habba, who offered help. So according to Bianco, she feels betrayed by Habba, who is actually one of the people at the Bedminster, who was a Bedminster regular, until her lawsuit says Habba posed as a concerned friend, giving legal advice about how to address alleged sexual harassment by a supervisor, only to abuse that relationship and, quote, fraudulently induce her to quickly agree to unconscionable and illegal terms. In other words, to sign a hush money agreement. You don't talk about this. Here is, in particular, $15,000 and, oh yeah, an NDA. Bianco's lawsuit claims that when they met inside Alina Habba's car, the lawyer tried to temper Bianco's expectations by telling her, "You don't want to go public with this. I've been raped. I can help you. I can protect you." Just slimeball stuff. Real slimeball stuff. The ploy, alleged ploy, rapidly paced over just 2 weeks, gave Habba leverage to arrange a hush money deal that would curry favor with the former president and earned her way into his inner circle. Bing, bing. Within a month of working on that August 2021 hush money deal, Habba became Trump's leading lawyer, defending him from a sexual assault defamation case by former Apprentice contestant Summer Zervos, replacing Trump's nationally renowned attorney on that case. That case was then later dropped. And of course, the rest is history with Alina Habba, or for now, has become Trump's faithful attack dog, representing him in the E. Jean Carroll case. The other hush money case that is about to begin was, before I go on with this drama, the fact that this was Alina Habba's long con to get into Trump's inner circle, to become his lawyer, is just insane to me.
A lot of mainstream media don't give you honest news. We do. You know why? Because of you. Paid membership on YouTube makes all the difference. Hit the join button below and you become the hero that sustains us.
Yeah, it's a it's a villain origin story as salacious and gross as you'll encounter. And let's face it, if you're a lawyer like this woman, being on TV every day, having your face out there on the news as representing Donald Trump, that's a potential windfall that it could potentially be enormous. And that, somebody with very low principle or character to be like, look, man, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get close to this man so I can get to the bag. I'm not all that surprised, but the details here are pretty freaking sordid. And talking a rape victim out of, sort of pressing charges and trying to get redemption and justice. I mean, that stuff that you might have to take that out of a movie script. People would be like, that's too cartoonish and evil.
Yeah, and just a reminder of like the kinds of rhetoric that Alina Habba engages in, or who she is in general and what she's been doing. Here's a little mashup.
I've argued presidential immunity, Martha, ad nauseum, because I represent the most targeted former president in American history. Miss James started out asking for $250 million. When she got a glimpse of just how wealthy the Trump organization is, because they're a successful business in the state of New York, because they employ thousands of people and pay hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes to the state of New York. No, I'm not having any second thoughts about representing President Trump. It is the proudest thing I could ever do. President Trump is leading in the polls, and now we see what you get in New York. So don't get it twisted, whoever asked me that question. I am so proud to stand with President Trump.
Okay, but is President Trump proud to stand with you, Alina? Because it looks like you're in hot water now for your role in this hush money scheme, just like Donald Trump is in hot water for his role in his hush money scheme. Because there's one line in this new settlement that just came out, again, between Alice Bianco, the waitress who was sexually harassed, and the Bedminster Trump's Bedminster Golf Club. I don't even care, but there you go. And that is there's a line that says, quote, "The parties agree that Alina Habba is not party to this release." That means, according to the Daily Beast, Habba was specifically cut out of the deal, allowing Bianco to sue her directly for the exact same issues. In other words, Bianco can sue her for fraud, for coaxing her and coercing her into accepting $15,000 that, by the way, wasn't tax-free. So as soon as Bianco, according to this story, found out that it wasn't tax-free, she was like, what's going on? Text Alina Habba, and Alina's like, sorry, I can't give you advice, because she was working for Donald Trump. And Bianco's lawyer, actual good representation, says, quote, "My client is certainly considering suing her," meaning Habba, "for fraud." Bianco's lawyer, Nancy Erica Smith, said last week, noting she's already in communication with Habba's lawyer. So it's not looking good. And the fact that, the thing is, Donald Trump and the Bedminster Golf Club have to distance themselves from Alina Habba, and they are. They're saying, oh, this woman, we did not tell her to go tell this woman to just accept some money instead of suing us for sexual harassment. She did this on her own, which like arguably could be true. Who knows what's true anymore? But they're being like, nah, she didn't do it for us. We had nothing to do with this. Trump had nothing to do with this. And so Alina Habba, like, she might have gotten the golden job, I guess. If you ask Rudy Giuliani, it's not. But now she's still on the hook. Does that make sense, Waz? Am I sort of explaining that?
Yeah, it sounds like Donald Trump and his crew threw her under the bus at the first opportunity that was convenient for them. This isn't sticking with everything they do. You know, how many guys have had to go to jail? How many guys have had to, if not go to jail, end up snitches and end up being stool pigeons because they were associated with Donald Trump? Like, this is the MO. Donald Trump's not gonna take the rap for you. That's not how his relationships work. You get down with Trump world when the stuff hits when the stuff hits the fan, you're gonna have to bite the bullet, and you're gonna go down for the sins of Donald Trump, because he's
right, and it's a total conflict.
Flows.
No, and it's also a total conflict of interest. Imagine if the Bedminster Golf Club was like, yeah, we told Alina Habba to fraudulently convince this woman to accept a hush money deal. Then who's gonna represent Bedminster Golf Club? Alina Habba? Is that who, like, do you understand the sick little circles and knots that we're in right now? And mind you, with only weeks to go before the potential start of Trump's very first criminal trial, which involves, ironically, yet another hush money payment, Habba is under the microscope for standing by while her other Trump world client committed perjury. She faces potential bar complaints. This is separate, sorry. Potential bar complaints in New York for allowing Alan Weisselberg, the Trump organization's former chief financial officer, to lie in court and in 2 depositions without correcting the record. So she's messy. The girl's messy all over the place. She's been messy, and now this trial for hush money is about to start, and she's probably gonna get sued by this waitress. I mean, it's so tacky. Like, I'm just like, if I read this as some, crappy airplane novel, I'd be like, no, stop. Tacky. But good on Alice. I hope that she gets more money, way more money.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. We also love it if you hit the join button below because that makes you a member, and members allow us to be independent, honest. We can be as progressive as we want, no corporate media influence, and that's all because of you guys. We love doing the show with our members. Hit the join button, become one of the Young Turks.